Good morning, folks. It's Deej. We are here. It is Thursday, February 15th. Yes, it is. It's the 15th of February, and we're just going to do a little bit. We're not doing a long stream. No, 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 no. There's other things I can be doing this morning, and I will be doing those. But I figured I'd at least stream for an hour this morning just to get some shit off my mind. Yeah, more shit. More rants from the Deej. Yes, 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 yes. I'm just trying to get all my ducks in a row. Oh, that's what I want. Alrighty, let me see here. So, now it's just time to wait for some people to show up. So I'm not ranting just to myself. No, we don't want to rant just to myself. We want to have some people to be around when I do it. I don't know. Maybe we might need a doctor around for when I start ranting and get completely out of line.
I'm trying to send a distress signal. Stop talking about doctors.
I'm a doctor.
I'm the doctor.
I'm the doctor!
No, Doctor, I'm the doctor, and I say that you're not fit.
You may be a doctor, but I'm the doctor.
The original, you might say.
The definite article.
But probably not the one you expected.
Good morning, Captain Fandom Nerd. Welcome to the show. I am Deej. I will be your host, and I have nothing really important to say. But hey, I'm here. Sherry, Sherry baby, Sherry, Sherry baby. Good morning to the lovely Sherry. Less than a K. That's right. Theme Shatner is the only sane No, actually, the actor that played Chakotay is fairly sane too. It's just all the rest of them are nuts. But I wanted to bring up this point on how absolutely batshit crazy Tim Russ is. Tim Russ, if you remember, played Tuvok on Voyager. Well, he's absolutely batshit crazy after a tweet he put out yesterday that I'm going to highlight today because, when somebody says something so idiotic and so completely off the wall and random, Deej just has to call it out. Now, we all heard about the shooting. Bird of Prey 5 is here. Hey, Bird.
Hello, world. It's Birdo Prey 5. Kapla. Good morning.
Good morning. You made it just in time for me to rant.
I heard. I'm listening.
I am going to point out how absolutely batshit crazy Tim Russ is now. Now, we all heard about the parade they were having for the Super Bowl champs there in Kansas City yesterday, and there happened to be a shooting. You heard about that too, right, Bird? Just nod.
I just heard about it recently. Honestly, before an hour ago, I had not, but now I.
Well, there was one person killed. One person was killed. There was the arrest made. It looks like it was a gang thing. Something to do with gangs. But good old Tuvok, our completely over-the-top moron on X, decides he's going to tweet about it, and what he says is just completely off the rails.
I heard it was
because
rabid MAGA supporters that went on a shooting spree.
They weren't white.
Well,
anyway, Tim Russ puts out 22 killed in Kansas City today. I'm taking
22.
I'm taking bets on whether it was because of the idiot right's obsession with Taylor and her boyfriend. The right wants to force women to have children, but don't give a shit about them being killed by guns in hundreds every year. There is your Tim Russ. And hello, Mr. Lundell.
Hey,
we went from one person by all news reports, police reports, and everything else being killed, to Tim Russ, the loon, absolute jackwad on Twitter, claiming that it was 22.
Is it possible Tim Russ got his numbers directly from President Biden?
I have no idea. I think he's as senile as Biden.
I think you just can't count.
Or a Vulcan who can't count?
Of course, you can see I replied with an actual news story from ABC, and I said, "Hey, dumbass," and gave him the story link.
Maybe he really does have, what's that, Collinar syndrome?
And I sent that to him 5 hours ago, so you know I've been up for a while today. But yes, that dumbass
He's a
immediately
nut
blames
job.
it on people that are obsessed with Taylor.
He really thinks that somebody shot somebody because of Taylor Swift?
What the?
That's what
Okay,
he's putting out.
The fuck does
Okay.
that even mean?
I am so behind when it comes to popular culture. What the fuck is this with Taylor Swift?
I really don't
she's
even
banging
understand.
some skinny chick that's banging a football player. Big freaking deal.
I mean,
Well, you
isn't she
know,
just a music star.
Taylor
Don't
Swift
mus-
is just some annoying music star that only
well,
young
don't
people
music
would like.
stars and famous football players, isn't there a long history of celebrities dating celebrities? Like, why is this a to-do?
I mean,
Because apparently she doesn't like Trump, so the left wants to make it all about the right hating
I'm sure
Taylor
a lot
Swift
of
because
people
of
don't
that.
like Trump.
Yeah, there's plenty of people on the left that can't stand listening to Taylor Swift either. But hey,
I have never
this is
heard
how
one of her
stupid and
songs.
idiotic Tim Russ is. Tim Russ is a complete buffoon and moron. Somebody ought to give him a giant pick and send him back out to the desert and just go look for the droids.
Nah, look, this is how he stays current in the eyes of Hollywood directors and producers. Okay, Marina Sirtis does the same backwards dumb ass shit.
Well, so does 7 of 9 because she was saying some pretty stupid ass shit yesterday too. I'm just gonna save
It's-
that for another live stream
It's
because
one thing to have your stupid opinions on things. It's another to completely have the absolutely wrong facts and not correct yourself.
I know
Okay,
it, and he has not corrected himself at all since this tweet yesterday.
to
It's
be
been sitting
clear,
there.
one person was killed, which is tragic, but it's completely different than 22 people being killed. Right? He was so into hearing it that he clearly heard what he wanted to hear. I mean, that's the unfortunate thing about it, is that you don't make that kind of mistake unless you wanted it to be that kind of tragedy. Like, you're just waiting to hear how awful it was so that you can
No,
strike back.
that was not a mistake. That was contrived. That was planned out. Okay. He's probably got nothing better to do. You know, no casting people are calling. So he actually probably sat down and figured that out before he tweeted it.
And hold on, I want to random menace. If you read the posting completely all the way through, and not just the first line, you see it says that I would do streams when I wanted to, whenever I felt the need to.
Yeah.
Not that I was quitting.
I was gonna leave that one alone, Deej. Because
You got to go down further. You
Yeah.
know, I took schooling from LDG on how to create these sensational headlines and then bury the lead further down.
he yeah, all Deej is doing is he gave up monetization.
Yes, that is the only thing that I actually did was unmonetize my channel.
Yeah, I just noticed that. What the
And
fuck
that's
did
all.
Tupac do now?
Who gives a
You know,
shit? His name is
I'm
not
making it.
Tuvok. His name is Tim Russ. He's a
Didn't anyone
pretender.
tell Tim Russ that this is wrong? Can't he see that this is? He's just. It looks like he's been on a political screed for like 4 days.
no, he's been on it for the last few years.
That's why I tell people all the time to never, ever, ever look at anything he says. Okay, yeah, so yeah.
But yeah,
Wow, his
Tim
last 3 tweets are all really incendiary.
Tim decided to say that 22 people were killed yesterday in Kansas City when only one was killed
What?
during that parade. Yeah.
Okay, 1 is still too many. What happened?
Yes.
What happened? Was this related to them winning the Super Bowl?
Idiots
no,
and idiots in a parade. It happens
it
everywhere.
looks like
Well, I don't
from
know
the
about that.
people that
I
they
hope not.
arrested. It looks like from the people that they arrested, it looks more like gang action got out of control because they didn't like each other and they just started shooting.
So the crowd
From
was
what I-
Super Bowl related, but the shooting wasn't.
From what I read in the news, 22 people were injured.
And
20,
that's
so
the
22
other thing.
people got caught leg
One
or got hurt
person-
in the stampede.
One person
Yeah, well,
was
the
shot.
injuries aren't from shootings.
Yeah, one was killed from the shots. There was about 10 others that had been hit by stray
Injured,
bullets,
yeah.
injured, and all the rest were from the stampeding people trying to get away.
That's still the
well-
fault of the piece of shit who started it, though.
But also, it's kind of interesting. I saw the video of the guys who took down the shooter. They were regular people who all
Yeah.
tackled him.
We
Uh,
finally
But-
got the
It's
guy
really
alive.
pretty cool.
We finally got
But-
one alive. Thank God. Let's execute him after a trial. Like, you know,
Hey,
a fair trial.
hey.
No, I'm sick of these guys going out.
I know we can't say that type of thing on YouTube.
After a fair trial, they should have justice.
But Teague, the issue isn't how many people got killed. The issue is these former, no longer relevant Star Trek actors. It's turning into a disease, turning everything political.
Sadly,
it
he's a
wasn't a
current.
political thing. It was just
Sadly,
some
he's a
dude
current
who
Star
think-
Trek actor.
He makes
Uh,
music.
Will Wheaton makes everything political. Marina Sirtis, like Londell mentioned, makes
For
everything
girls,
political.
They're all really
Geeky
stupid. Like,
head.
Yeah,
horrible people.
Jesus Christ.
it's annoying.
But when you got him putting out tweets like this and then
Yeah,
doesn't even bother to say, oops, I was wrong, but just leaves it up and ignores it when people
That's
point it
the-
out to him.
That's
Doesn't,
unfortunately the Star Trek people now. The Star Trek journalists tweet against both sides in the conflict in the Middle East. They tweet against both sides in the conflict in Europe. They're impassioned every day that either one side or the other is wrong. They've condemn both sides over and over. They just won't shut up.
doesn't Twitter or X have that user context thing that users
Oh,
are putting this in
I
others-
kind of, I sat there and said community notes should have a look at
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
The problem is community notes most of the time are not going to bother on somebody that has 58 comments to it.
let me just refresh my page. Nobody, the news doesn't say anything about 22 people being killed in Kansas City.
All right, let me
It's not
just say,
real.
I had heard yesterday secondhand from people that had happened, but I dismissed it as too crazy to be true. And I'm glad I was right, but it's still too bad that all those people got hurt.
Obviously, it's always bad when people get hurt,
And
but
it was a lot
when you
more
get into
kids
that-
getting hurt, from what I
That's-
hear.
That
And
sucks.
if you notice, you go to any of the major news feeds today, you're not going to see this story out there.
exactly.
They-
I just checked.
They quietly
know
say
why.
like one little word of denial, the one little word of
The
correction. and
the
blink
story
away.
isn't being promoted as much because it doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah.
No, it just didn't happen.
It's not.
It's not
To
some
be frank.
crazy Trump supporter that did it.
Yeah.
No,
Basically.
it's not somebody they can label a crazy Trump supporter.
think once you've become violent, you've
Yeah.
moved beyond politics, and you're just a fucking nut job, and it doesn't matter who you did it for.
Okay. Okay. Look,
Yeah.
the
Nobody talks about the shooter. We're talking about Tim Russ.
the
Tim Ross
individual.
was
Look,
also a lunatic. I don't know if I had assigned anything to what he says except narcissism and insanity. It
He's a
does
great
come from the
actor,
left perspective, though. He is a great actor because on Star Trek he seems okay.
Yeah. Great actor, but when actors stop acting, they turn into people. Bad
See,
people.
yeah, see Patrick Stewart for that one.
Yeah. And Will Wheaton.
Now, there's only 2 ex Star Trek actors I can say right now that don't make crazy ass tweets out.
Kirk and Chekhov.
Well, Chekhov, you never hear anything out of him, but Chakotay.
Oh.
Chakotay has always been a
Robert
really chill
Beltran.
guy. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
Robert.
well-
yeah, I think he's real cool.
Robert Beltran is more a right leaner
yeah,
than
he's
left.
more. Yeah.
Okay, Deej, just for fun, go on George Takei's Twitter right now. Let's see what he says.
Go to
Oh
who?
God,
I'll go crazy.
he'll blame one
He's
group.
a
He
frickin'
will blame
lunatic.
one faction, then the other, then buy it all back, then blame everyone. That's the George Takei way.
George Takei he's all the way out there.
All right, I'll go look up crazy ass Uncle George.
What the hell did you say, George Takei? Oh, 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 oh.
I'm scrolling down, and George Takei has nothing at all about the shooting.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
but
God.
he probably has
for
something
once.
about something.
Well, he's got things about some job recruiter that lies during things.
Yeah,
Ted Cruz wearing
see,
pants that are too tight.
He hasn't
I
so
just
much as
think-
learned his lesson as he's not as insane anymore. Like he sleeps sometimes.
the 22 people Tim Russ talked about, I just checked on BBC. 1 dead and 21 injured. That's the 22 people killed, according to Tim Russ.
Yep.
What?
Did he withdraw? He seems to withdraw on the tweet. Oh no, it's still up there. Okay.
Yeah, it's still there because I just pulled it up there to show it. He's still got there. He's nuts.
Who the fuck is David Packberg?
No.
But Tim Russ is just fucking weird. Every single tweet, he cranks out as many tweets as me. He's just as fucking crazy. Is he from Queens? What the fuck is with these? Nothing but politics and really divisive and like. Bird and I live in New York. We can assess these. What do you think, Bird? About 5% of Democrats could probably agree with the insane shit he's saying.
It's like, okay, 14
than
hours ago,
that.
Tim Russ tweets out, you can go to
Maybe
the most
25%, but it's extreme. Sorry.
Tim
Sorry.
Russ tweeted out 14 hours ago, you can go to the most poverty-stricken, civil war-ridden third world country in the world and not have to worry about being shot in the street or schools.
He should do it then.
Really?
This
I'll pay for the ticket.
Cheek.
I got fucking 900
But all
bucks.
those people in those places will come here and risk getting shot to live better.
Yeah, right. Everyone's coming here, but Tim Russ knows better. I've always hated his tweeting.
and
He- I
Teak,
mean,
the
he-
thing you said about sorry, Landell.
No, go ahead.
What Teak said about 5% of Democrats, that's the thing I always said about Nerdrotic saying alienating half the audience. No, this woke shit
It's more
it
than
also
half.
alienates it also alienates most liberal people because it's so extreme. Nobody can make any freaking sense of what these people are saying.
Bird and I live in a pretty liberal place, so I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
like some of the stuff he's saying, like I guess like maybe 25% of all people who affiliate with that party would probably agree with, but the more crazy stuff he says and the idea that you would leave it out there uncorrected, that's very extreme, and like 5% of people agree with the tip of the iceberg of Tim
I
Russ.
wouldn't put any percentage.
It's crazy,
know.
right?
No,
It's
yeah,
almost
just-
transcending politics because it's like inaccurate, it's nuts, it's agendized.
I'm
It's
just
not
saying,
facts.
I don't know that I'd agree with any percentage. So
I think
No,
maybe we can all agree, though. Tim Russ probably has one of the most severe cases of TDS ever.
Oh, I've
yeah.
seen worse.
Was
I
was
don't
he
know.
like this under George W. Bush? I think he's just a miserable piece of shit.
Look at Meathead. Okay. Now that's a really bad case of TDS.
He was handling okay
and-
for like a few months, and then he went insane years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to many of you about that before, that I'm kind of like a center-left kind of liberal, and all that woke shit, I can't make any sense of it. It's extreme. It doesn't make sense. It's just,
It's not woke, it's fascism.
yeah, basically, it's like Stalinism. It's
hello,
it
Mr.
doesn't make any
26,000.
logical sense. And I hear like you should punish
Hello?
men for being men. You should punish white people for being white people. And it's like, what? And people seriously say that.
Yes, we have
Good
Mr.
morning, everybody.
21.6K up here now.
Okay, can we not
Everybody,
name
let's
me
have
by
a
my-
rousing chorus of "Hail to the Chief" for LDG. We're all humbled by
Ugh.
your magnificence, sir. Congratulations.
No,
No,
it's called,
Deej.
look, he's Captain Payola.
Let's please not
Morning, Cody. Good morning,
Please.
Hakami.
not this morning.
We have
Want to
salty
hang out.
triggers
I don't want my
all the time.
popularity and my
Yes, you do.
Oh, you just want to hang
celebrity
out
status
as
to
a
be getting in my
regular
way. I just want to
person.
be a regular
You don't want to be a
YouTuber.
celebrity
Exactly.
anymore.
Yeah,
He
You don't
wants
want
to
Yes,
be.
I'm-
Are you
You don't
kidding?
want to
He
be
wants
Taylor
to.
Swift.
Are you kidding? He wants to be an answer. He wants to be an answer on Jeopardy. Come on now, let's be truthful.
You tell that to those 22 people that Tim Russ made up and deleted, okay?
I'm just among the common folk. So, how you
But
doing, guys?
I've been sitting here. I've been wanting to stream about this morning. I had to point out the stupidity of Tim Russ. Of course, he'll never know who the hell I am. But you know, Tim, if anybody ever pointed out this stream to you, go fuck yourself.
All right,
There we go,
I
I
don't
said it.
follow Tim Russ, so. Oh, Tim Russ. Oh, wait, you're talking about
Right.
Tim Russ? Oh, every
No.
effing time. I mean,
Felix.
we ain't found shit. Yeah. Oh, Tim
Yeah.
Russ. That Tim Russ. Why did
Yeah.
I have a big fat white guy in my mind when I saw the word Tim Russ?
Because you looked in the
Was
mirror.
Chris Farley's trending?
I don't know. That Tim Russ. Okay, so Tuvok. What did he say?
All right.
22 people were
All
killed.
right. Yeah, you heard that about the shooting in Kansas City where one person got killed at the parade thing for
Uh-huh.
the football.
The parade.
Tim Russ
for the
tweeted out
football.
yesterday that 22 people were killed.
Okay. And
Chris
that was
Matthews.
obviously
Okay.
wrong, right?
And he has yet to
So-
correct it.
He's yet to correct it. Okay, so we're all
He's
mad
still
because he.
He is still
He-
standing by. He is fucking lunatic.
Still thinks 22 people were killed when it was just one.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? It occurs to me.
And,
we're
and
giving
it
him
goes
credit
on
for
because
being
he
smart
he
enough to believe
immediately
it.
blamed far right people for doing the shooting that were mad because Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can determine the motive before even interviewing the shooter.
He's sick.
What?
You know what? Who thinks like that? That's sick.
Morning, 47 Yorktown.
Well, isn't he like 80 something years old?
He's like 65 or 70. He's under 70, I
What?
think. Yeah.
He looks
yeah.
like that? Or maybe that was the makeup for Picard. I thought that's what he
I'll
actually
find
looked
out.
like.
Hang on.
Who cares how old he is?
He's senile like Joe Biden.
He's a fucking relic. Okay.
Oh, Deesh, did you talk about the story about Joe Biden making jokes about his memories and about his memory, and then confusing the president of Mexico and Egypt right after.
Oh yeah, we've talked about
In
that.
the same
I,
speech.
my assistant doesn't know who he is. I have to type his name into my fucking computer.
That was amazing. He made a joke about people
He's
criticizing his
67 years
memory.
old.
Thank you. Yeah, born 1956.
Okay.
Oh, geez. He came
he's
really
almost-
close to
yeah,
sharing
he's-
my birthday. Thank God he missed it by a few days.
He's a snap
he'll-
away from elderly. Okay.
He'll incorporate your birthday next.
He's elderly. Yeah. Well, like it's already during Pride Month. They kind of already taking a backseat to everything else.
Huh.
Well, I mean, for the whole
Yeah,
month, all
too
we got
fucked.
is one celebration. It's like right now, like look how much Black History we've celebrated already this month.
Oh, it is. I actually meant to ask people, Americans, that is it Black History Month, because I see lots of Black people stuff on the internet lately.
Yes, it
It is
is. And
Black
they
History
actually
Month.
get an extra day this month, so
Huh.
that'd be really happy.
It's the face of necessary redress.
Yes, Londell, celebrate.
Well, that's
Do
right. We gotta
something.
put
Throw a party for us.
There we go. We got to put Mr. Lundell at the top of the screen here.
Why are
Wait
you
a minute.
parading Londell?
He's
There we
number
go.
one.
This is how it should be.
He's
He's
number
dominating
one.
us.
There it
There,
is.
Mr. Lundell is the big focus here. We are nothing but little white peons over here on the right side. There you go, Mr. Lundell. You're in charge now.
It's Black Middle Finger Month.
Can I get you anything, Mr. Lundell, sir?
Now Deej's avatar thing is. It doesn't even look like I'm here anymore. It's double Deej.
Well,
There. We'll put it back.
it's
Oh my
Mr.
God,
Lundell,
he-
master.
Actually, I could have left it there and just switched me and Bert around, so then it would have just looked like one of me here. Well, yeah, Joseph, I would think that it would be racist to make Black History Month the month that's the shortest.
But it's a leap year. It's still the shortest, but it's a leap year.
Like, I'm surprised they haven't been yelling about that. I better not
Come
give them any
on.
ideas.
Chris Rock was joking about that in the 80s. I'm sure it was a joke even before that.
Oh, another thing I wanted to ask, that sketch of the black comedian being a KKK leader who is blind. Was that Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, it was Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
That was a
And the-
fucking hilarious
That
routine.
was
Yeah.
hilarious. Clayton,
And
I lo-
Clayton
what really sold
Bigsby.
it- when they interviewed the people who raised them, they're like, well, there was no other home for blind children here, and it's not like he could tell, so we didn't think it was that bad.
We
to
didn't
just
have
let
the
him
heart to
believe it."
tell him.
Yeah, and then he became so virulently racist. We didn't have the heart to tell him anymore. 2 weeks.
Okay, I
after
want to
this,
show another video.
his wife.
I want to show another video. This
Where's
also
his
happened
wife?
yesterday. I'll even blow this one up because this is comical. Do you think any of us would get away with this? We have climate activists that throw powder all over the Constitution.
yes, you will get away with this.
Okay.
Apparently everybody
And
does.
nobody is being arrested.
The minute they do stupid shit like that, somebody should just be beating the living hell out of them. Because it's not that's not helping anything. You look like a bunch of fucking fools, and so you should be treated like that.
And
Look at
look,
these fucking idiots.
there are
Short pants
security.
in the fucking wintertime.
And wait a minute. Why aren't security doing a damn thing but just standing there talking over a radio?
Yeah.
I can explain it to you because they do it with famous paintings over here in Europe, and there's a sheet in front of them. No
Well, yes,
actual
we
damage
know
is
there's
done.
glass and stuff over
Yeah.
it. The
No
point
actual
is,
damage
you are
is done.
in the Capitol where they keep claiming there was insurrection and everything else. Yet these guys could do actual damage
no,
to something.
That's
They're
not
not doing damage.
insurrection. That's a
Well,
peaceful
somebody's
protest.
got to clean up that mess.
Yeah,
damage,
it
though.
takes like a vacuum cleaner.
See, they won't even. Chances are they won't even be fined. They'll handcuff them, put them in front of a judge, and then they'll
Be released.
They will be fined. You can be sure of that.
No, they
Like,
won't
No, not
They
here.
won't even be fined.
I mean,
Not
it's
here.
like, you know,
We
what's
got
the big
fucking
deal? They just
idiots
clean it up.
running. We got
Exactly.
That's like spilling a soda, you know. I mean, it's like, oops, I spilled a soda. Sorry. Oops, I spilled some toner. Oops, sorry, my bad. Okay, no problem. I'm going to jail for
like
that.
that. See,
come
that
on.
mindset is what the problem is.
Yep.
no, Lundell, there's no actual damage being done. It's just a
There is
symbolism.
damage.
Yes, it is damage
No.
being done.
It's got to be cleaned. Okay, it's
That's not
got to be.
damage, though.
These
Vacuum
people-
cleaner. 5
these
minutes.
I mean,
people
if
that have-
that's what you call damage, then my house is like destroyed.
Just to be
These are
clear,
people
that
that
is
have
not.
no respect for anything. Okay,
That's
They're
not.
in their fucking deluded minds. All right, we've got 15 minutes to do something before climate change kills us all. That's how fucking stupid these people are. We're
Well,
talking
after
about
they
a
clean it
planet-
up,
I mean,
maybe
if you guys want to change,
We're talking about a planet that's billions of years old. It's seen all types of bombardments, all types of storms, everything. All types of life have risen and died on this planet. And you're worried about CO2? You dumb motherfucker. It's been
Hell, it
CO2
was a hell of
on
a
the
lot
planet.
hotter during the age of the
Yeah.
dinosaurs than it is now.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
We're in and out of
was.
ice ages. We're in between ice ages. Well, what the fuck does 0.0005% of CO2 really mean?
It means nothing. Once upon a time, this planet was called snowball ice because it was just one gigantic ball of ice. Because
Guys, just
there was no volcanic activity, therefore no CO2, so there was no warming. Is that what you want? Dumbass idiot wearing short pants and sandals in winter? Huh?
That's
Just
very
get this
Darren
straight,
Wagner.
though, that wasn't at the Capitol. The Constitution is at the National Archives. Like they're still dicks. What they did was wrong, but so let's not get the idea that they like tried something at Congress, because that would have been a much more aggressive response. I don't know if it's even much more than got anything else but that there. Isn't it near the Lincoln Memorial? Who's been to the National Archives? Who remembers? I've never seen that shit.
And yeah, T, the thing is that we should all agree that it was a crime that they should be punished for, but the
It
drama
was a
that some
crime.
people are making about this
Dude, it was
chicken
a
shit
total
stuff,
crime. It was a total crime. I hope I hope they did jail time for it. But those guys didn't have. I didn't notice guns. I don't think they were cops. They looked like private security, and so like it wasn't Congress, or there would have been a much more aggressive response.
Well, I'm sure wherever the
They don't need guns.
Constitution is,
They don't
there
need
are
guns,
security
just
guards.
conscience.
They should.
They seem like
be able
private
to-
security. They weren't cops, so I don't know what their
They should
abilities
be able
were.
to prevent a couple of vandals
Yeah.
from spilling sand.
I
on the
100% agree.
Constitution.
God
The
knows what it
thing that-
was. They're trying to scare people with it. It could have been anything. I would have ran out. Well, not ran, but I would have walked the fuck away from that.
The
would've
thing
zapped
that
them with
always
a taser.
that always surprises me is that on YouTube there are a lot of people who put a lot of focus on masculinity and then cry their eyes out at like the most chicken shit stuff, like the most nonsensical, minor things that nobody should care about. It's like,
See,
oh,
this is
somebody
the mindset
spilled-
that pisses. No, this is the mindset that pisses me off. They think every little thing should just be forgiven because of somebody's feelings. If you're going to have laws, you make everybody abide by the laws the same.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, but
help when everybody's.
Geesh,
It doesn't
Pete,
help when everybody's
Geesh.
above the law.
We all agree that we have issues like the fentanyl shit, the inflation shit. Like we have really big issues right now. Not that some climate activists are throwing some stuff somewhere, and we have like freaking fentanyl on the streets killing thousands. We have the freaking inflation making
Exactly. We got a lot of
huge
worse shit. I
backlogs.
don't want any
Yeah,
The same
law
people
that,
that
yeah,
are
I don't,
telling you,
spilt sand
same
doesn't
people
get
that are
you to
telling you to
prison.
let
Like,
these
sorry.
streets slide for vandalizing the Constitution are
It's
letting you slide
expression. Just
for bringing
get
in
the vacuum
fentanyl.
cleaner and let them move on. Let them have their 2 minutes in
Man.
fame. No harm was
No,
done.
because
No
all
need to
that
pay to
does.
incarcerate
No,
those
no,
people.
fuck that. Because when you sit there and let jackasses like this slide, that all it does is promote other jackasses to do the same or worse.
I agree.
The,
And
Not
you know what?
correct
It's
though. That's
one
that's
issue
only
the,
correct slightly.
why do they have
The
the
private
exact
issue,
security
opposite is
instead of
true.
our
Correct? No,
military?
the issue.
bullshit. Bullshit. Just look
We
over
should
in
have
Europe at all the
soldiers guarding
dumbasses
that
that sit
document.
down in front of fucking traffic and they've been allowed to get away with it so much they keep doing it more and more and more and then it
Yeah.
spreads to other countries so
Russ,
they're trying to do it
Well, they
more
went,
and
they
more.
all went
Part of
to
New York.
jail.
It's a
They all
simple
went to
fact
jail.
for every
Where in
stupid
New
thing
York?
somebody does. It encourages other people to do more stupid shit, but it also encourages people who realize it's stupid shit never to do that stupid shit. It's a 50-50, dude. It goes both ways.
I don't know why they have private security and not military guarding the actual document. Like that's their job. They swear to uphold the Constitution. There should be a couple of soldiers, like or
I think
sailors
those
there,
are
with
I think
guns.
those are Capitol
Hey,
police.
It's behind bulletproof glass. I
LDG.
mean, what-
That's the
Just
Now,
National Archives,
LDG.
not the Capitol.
Yo,
LDG, you know it would also deter people from doing stupid shit like that? Arresting the dumbasses that attempt to do it in the first place.
I don't want to pay for that.
I don't think they walk
Yeah.
out
What
of
do
there.
you want to pay for?
I don't want to pay for some stupid
He
sand
wants
that
to
can
pay
just
to get
vacuum
YouTube
cleaned up.
subs.
Oh, we
Well,
have to
that's
pay
what
for
you
it.
are paying
Yeah,
for.
I don't
The
want to.
FBI had to
I
come
don't
analyze
want
that sand.
to. Got
The
no
reason they're
choice.
not. Let's.
No,
Can we
frankly,
just say a couple of things? The reason no one touches them is because what they dumped could have been freaking anthrax, and no one wants a part of that. They're not letting them leave, and I think they were probably arrested once the cops got there. Second of
No
all,
one there
no
thinks
one.
it's anthrax. If they
No.
did, they would have put the whole place on lockdown.
yeah.
Everybody would have
I
to
don't
put,
think they just.
masks
What happened
on.
after? How we have
No,
one.
no,
they
minute
are
it-
video.
100% sure there's
Does
no
anyone
touch
anthrax
them?
involved.
There's the problem, though, Bird. Nobody thinks it's anthrax, but someday it could be.
I thought it could be.
No, nobody there thought it was anthrax.
Yeah, nobody thought it was,
If
but
they
it
did, it
could
would
be.
But if they
But
did,
wouldn't that
they
explain
would.
why they don't touch them? Because they pour it over
No, it
themselves.
doesn't. No,
Yeah, but that's the
Fuck
thing,
these
Bird.
guys.
One day it could be.
I
These
indeed
guys.
I
Oh, so
understand.
let's turn into a police
day
state
it
because
could
one
be.
day it could be.
But
Well, the cops
Yeah,
have to deal
I'm
with
saying
that contingency and treat
they
it
are
like it is until
100%
they know
sure it's
otherwise.
not.
Okay.
They can't. I wouldn't endanger myself
know this
until
is just
someone from the FBI said that this is just
BS.
banned.
Kids bullshit type shit. And I saw it when we went to Brown University when I was working, and my boss was getting his diploma, his because he gave him a bunch of money, he was getting honored. But obviously, because he was an old white guy and he had gotten rich in the times when, there was some, he had been accused of sexual harassment 20 years earlier. There were people, kids at the college, protesting the fact that he was being honored at all, even though he was literally giving $100 million to the university so that dozens of students could attend it free of charge, because he was accused 20 years earlier. They decided during the dinner to honor him to stage a protest. It was exactly like this. A bunch of kids walked around the hall where everybody was gathered and just started throwing like ticker tape. Literally, it looked like ticker tape, but it was a protest. And they said some nonsense, but they were allowed to do it. And then they walked out. And I'm like, why would they allow this? Why would Brown allow this to happen? And the Brown graduate who was sitting with us, she's like, oh, this is just a very Brown thing to do. Like this has happened at all the big
Yeah.
events. They allow these kids to come in and make a protest and move on with no consequences.
Goddamn hippies.
But
The
now
thing is,
they're paying for that now.
Exactly.
Because,
And so these people, they graduate, they saw
Harvard
what
just
they did, and
lost
now they
a
just do the
yeah.
same thing.
Harvard just
Real
lost
life.
a lot of money because of this kind of bullshit. And
Uh,
all of the Ivy League schools, they're losing money because of this. So we'll
Bert,
see
I
how
don't remember if I ever told you that story that I don't like making this stuff about political sides because there's lunatics on every side. And there was that story last year, a year ago, where a rock was thrown through my window in my bedroom because I had a crossed out swastika on my lot. So obviously there was some
Yeah, they crossed
lunatic
out
from that side.
swastika.
Yeah, I had that as a flag. And somebody disagreed with it and threw a rock through my window at 1 a.m.
Well,
while
I'll
my
be
dog
honest.
was sleeping there. And so I don't like making this about political sides because there's lunatics on the extremes of every side. There's
Say it's
always
pretty
lunatics.
lunatic to fly a flag with a crossed out swastika.
No, in Germany it's in the constitution that a swastika is
It's
illegal and
right. But why would you fly a flag?
because
With
it has to be
one,
said all the time because people keep forgetting what our history is.
I don't think anybody forgot.
Yes, people are forgetting it. Seriously.
And if they're forgetting it, they didn't want to learn it properly in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, people should be reminded every day in Germany what the Holocaust was, and that it was our grandparents who did that.
Why every day?
Because they have to remember. Because it was the most horrible event in history. Seriously, if
Was
you
it
read
the
a bit
most
about it,
horrible
yes,
event in all of human history?
it
No.
was an industrialized extermination of an entire ethnicity. You can't get more horrible than that.
I don't know. You can say the same about Russia. You could say
The
the same about
Soviets.
China.
Yeah.
Soviets.
No, all the genocides in the communist countries were just incompetence, stupidity, negligence, and but
I mean,
they
I
were
heard
just
some
stupidity,
terrible
but not
things about what the
intentional.
Japanese did to the Chinese.
Yeah.
During the World War II times. I mean,
But the thing about the Holocaust is that it was planned, meticulously planned to exterminate an entire ethnicity, and that's just
And you don't think
wow.
China's doing that right now?
With the in West China or in Inner Mongolia or with the Manchurian people or with the Tibetan people,
We're
yeah,
talking the Uyghur Muslims, how they're treated. They're
yes,
basically either killed, sterilized, and used as slave labor.
no, but this would lead to a long debate because I've said for years that China is a national socialist country, not a communist country anymore. It's a national socialist country. They are exterminating every ethnicity other than mainland Chinese. They're basically Hitler.
So wouldn't that make it on a much larger scale that they're doing it because they're eliminating anybody that doesn't fit their narrow band, just like Hitler did?
Yes, exactly. But this would lead to a huge debate about China is no longer a left-wing thing. They are Nazis. People's Republic of China they're a Nazi country because they're exterminating
I hate to
Mongolians
tell
and
you, the Nazis were
Manchurians,
left wing.
Tibetans. No, they weren't.
Actually, they were.
No, they weren't.
I
There's
disagree.
actually no. There's a definition of where left wing and right wing came from the seats in parliament in the first French Republic, and the left wing were the people who didn't want the monarch, and the right wing were the people. Right wing means monarchist, and the Nazis were the traditionalist. They liked the Kaiser and the old values, the old traditions, the obsession with history, the idealization of history. There was nothing left wing about the National Socialist German Workers' Party.
National Socialist, that's just a rebranding of Marxism towards a different ideal.
The only thing socialist about it was that everybody who had the right skin color and heritage could get like unemployment benefits, I guess, like free soup if they didn't have a job.
So, okay, started off to make coffee, and Random Menace is saying something about don't go into whataboutism arguments. What whataboutism arguments is he talking about? What the hell is he talking about?
No, this stream is turning like really complex.
No, it's not.
I mean, a whataboutism argument is just basically it's like, oh, this person killed this many people. How about this? How about this?
Oh yeah, I understand the concept, which I hate, is human lives math. Oh, this government killed 9 million people, but the other government killed 10 million people, so the killing 9 million people is okay. I had that argument with a Stalinist who said that, communism killed fewer people. There's literally Stalinist people, usually Americans, on the internet that tell you that human lives math that, oh yeah, so Stalin killed 50 million people, but it's less than people who died from capitalism. So it's like, I don't know, they don't make any freaking sense. These Stalinist
You're right,
retards.
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon, we already covered.
I'd rather
No,
hear more
because-
about this teethy head.
No,
Taylor
because
Swift
we already
did.
covered the Taylor Swift on the first part when I was ranting against Tim Russ.
And I say to hell with Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
I never heard a single Taylor Swift song in my life, and I don't want to. And I'm actually a person. I'm very straight, and I like almost every woman. I think almost every woman looks
Taylor
good.
Swift isn't a woman.
Taylor Swift is hideous. That woman is hideous. I'm sorry, her face is just all wrong.
But have you seen Taylor Swift and Dylan Mulvaney in the same spot, same picture? No, it's the one and the same person.
It's I actually had that argument with the son of Nerdrotic yesterday that Katy Perry, she's freaking hot, but Taylor Swift, she's just like, that face is just so wrong. A woman shouldn't look like that.
Actually,
Because it's not a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
Can
I'm
we
a
all
fan of
agree?
without-
Brie Larson is more attractive.
No, I don't like Brie Larson.
Actually, Bert, when they did the tank top thing in the Marvels, I probably wouldn't say no if she knocked on my door and said, "Hey, John Gill, you're the hottest man ever. I want to have sex with you." I don't know if I'd say no.
I don't know.
I think
refuse to
anybody
watch
who
the
say that
Marvels.
they wouldn't bang. What's her face? It's crazy.
I mean, Brie Larson,
I
she's not
wouldn't.
the.
You
she's
wouldn't?
not the.
Brie Larson would say-
I would not bang Brie Larson. Hell no.
Brie Larson.
I would.
I wouldn't mind.
Because
I
she'd
mean,
start
to each his
talking
own.
politics, and I'd have
Would
to
you
show
shrimp her?
No.
As long as she doesn't talk.
She
And a
seems to have
bar,
only
Brie Larson
8
I
comes
will
up to
spill
you,
milk over it, but
says, "Let's go in the back. Let's go in
I'm
your truck."
going.
Hell no.
I'm go-
I know what her
I'm
feet
going.
are going to look like.
I'm not that thirsty. Okay.
Deej
I know
said
what
it,
her
though.
feet are going to look like when she takes off them damn shoes. I
don't
know
have
she
to
ain't
take-
got
she
no
doesn't have
ass
to-
on her.
She don't have to take off her shoes.
She's
She's
got to
just
leave her
gonna-
shoes on.
Okay.
Actually. She actually has to
got a
leave them
dress.
on.
She's gonna just pull it down or over or whatever.
actually, I
Can
do
she
like
get the
socks.
shoes off
so,
without a
yeah,
blacksmith?
socks on.
Okay, so let's have a vote. Who would do Brie Larson if she doesn't talk?
Twice.
No.
Oh man, all day long. But I mean, she's got to wear like shoes.
Yeah, and not talking. No talking.
She can make noises, but
I
she
wanted
can't
to
form
talk.
sentences.
Yeah.
I don't mind if she moans and says, "Oh baby," but that's about as much as I want to hear.
Yosef says I would not bang Brie. Wife would be against it.
For some people, she's gone into Amber Heard territory, right? Where it's just like nothing about her looks. Figure out. Well, then and Amber Heard's looking kind of shitty lately, but honestly, like even at her hottest now, like Amber Heard, like she's not tempting because you're like, man, like that's too crazy to stick my dick into. Even Johnny Depp couldn't pull it off.
And again, with the no talking rule, I would do Amber Heard. If her mouth was like soon shut, I'd do her.
No, I've moved to being deeply afraid of being in the same room with her. If I saw Amber Heard, I would not talk to her, and I would walk, try to cross the street. I don't
Again,
want
the
to
no
be part of
talking
this
rule.
shit.
If the woman can't talk, I'd do her. Just
She'll
like
just
I-
weep
I-
while she-
just from physical appearance.
she'll just weep while she fills out the police report silently. How's that's Brie Larson.
If I
Okay,
had
she can't write either.
if I had to bang somebody, and you had Amber Heard, you had the other one, I would go off and bang Sonequa Martin Green.
Really?
Yep.
Sonequa Martin Green is a
Agree.
beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman.
Okay.
I know, Cinnabon, I would not bang Jodie Whittaker. Hell no.
I kind of
Guys-
liked her in that what was it called? The Black Mirror
Walking
episode.
Dead. Oh,
You
Rex,
guys
let's
are
go.
all way too fucking picky.
but Sonequa Martin Green in interviews and shit, when she's not wearing that horrible uniform and being that horrible character, she's like purposely ignorant of everything in the show, and I think it's all secret anyway. She can't discuss the show, so she usually ends up being like slightly pleasant because they're talking about anything but the show, and she's actually kind of good looking. Her figure is nice.
Well, she
That's
doesn't know
the
anything
thing.
about the show.
She doesn't.
Yeah.
She really could care
Come on,
less.
really
Like,
doesn't.
she's
She really
She's the one
doesn't.
that held a phaser backwards for
Right. That was the point I was going to make.
no, but I think that like the show has fucked up her career because it's twice the production time
Yeah.
for the same pay. So her pay got cut in half, and she can't do other shit because the filming is shambolic.
No, you're wrong because I not recently, 2 years ago, I binge watched The Walking Dead. That's where
Before
her
they
acting
lost
career,
all that.
that's
not
where her
the contract.
acting career deteriorated
It was
because
it was
she
7
started
years
out
ago.
really strong and her acting got worse and worse and worse, more lazy, more lazy,
That I
more
agree
lazy.
with. Wouldn't you shut
What?
down if given that part?
Yeah, I mean, The Walking Dead was kind of turning shit anyway, but
And they did listen, no matter what we think about her effort, and I don't think that she should be that bad, but the show does suck. She got her pay cut in half. She can't do other stuff, and it's taking twice as long to get out of this. That's true.
just
I don't feel
compare
bad
her.
for her, but that's what they did to all their actors. Every Secret
Yeah.
Hideout and Bad Robot show. Season 1, pancakes. The writers demand that they get bought out. The studio doesn't want to give them 5 years worth of money at once, so they put them they backbench them and get other writers. It's cheaper. And what happens? The show just stumbles on worse and worse. And they blame the fans. They double their production time, and then the writers go write and produce other shows to get double the money they wanted. And the cast is fucked. I can show you example after example. Everyone in Strange New Worlds.
Yeah. I don't remember who it was last night who was ranting about Midnight's Edge, but one thing they are right about is what Secret Hideout has done to Star Trek. It the more you think about it, the more.
They Tom
There's
kind of still think that
there's the
Quentin
scariest
Tarantino
thing you're
walked
gonna
off
see
the set
today
contract.
on this stream.
Deej is
That's
gonna do
older,
that.
man. That's older. She's much weirder looking than that now, right? Isn't that a few years ago?
Oh, that's
I have no idea who that
recently.
is.
They lit her
Kathy
really
Griffin.
well, and she did a good job with the spatula and the makeup because she looks a little bit less terrible than the last picture I saw of her like a year or two ago. Isn't it great how obscure she's become?
But she's
That's
complaining because the gays won't come and see her at her shows now.
She went after everybody way too much. What do you expect? She's not. She's got no friends. She's an extremist.
But by the way, speaking of women to bang, I who don't talk, I would do that. Bo Bird woman, I'd do her.
Would you Goldberg?
No,
What?
Goldberg.
the
I
famous,
thought I heard I said. Wait a second.
Go in the Wrestling
The-
Hall of Fame and catch herpes at the same time.
yeah, I wouldn't do. It's like in the past we had like conservative women who were really repulsive, like Ann Coulter, but the Bobert woman, I'd do her. Marjorie Green retard, I wouldn't do her, but
Bobert?
that Bobert one, I'd do
Oh,
her.
that's what you mean, Bobert? Yeah, I would totally.
Yeah.
I'd fuck Bobert, but I mean,
Yeah.
she is a little bit of an idiot. Yeah.
Not the brightest bulb, but
LDG.
I'd do her.
Here's
Yes?
the Goldberg that he was thinking of.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Well, what LDG
Wrong
was
Goldberg.
thinking of was gold dust. Do you remember WWE Gold Dust from 20 years ago? The one who
Yeah.
was blowing,
Yeah.
I think he died too. I mean, most wrestlers die.
Did he?
Did Dusty? What? His first name was Dusty. I think he died.
No, Dustin.
No, Dusty's the other. Isn't Dusty the
Dusty
other
was
one?
the
alive?
old guy.
Dusty
Dustin-
Rhodes. He's dead.
Dustin
Dusty
Rhodes
Rhodes,
is
yeah.
still alive.
He's still alive. Okay.
Goldberg is still alive. He's only 2 years older than me, for crying out loud.
Huh.
Goldberg
Yeah,
held
but
fire.
wrestlers they take like insane amounts of steroids and
He's
painkillers.
still currently wrestling for AEW.
I still don't get. I still didn't understand if he was supposed to be some kind of cross dresser or pedo. Something I don't know what the hell his shit was about.
Gold Dust, that was just so creepy back in the day. But the funniest thing, thing back in the day was, what was he called? That guy pretending to be an Asian warrior. What was the name in WCW? Where they made like the big thing with the snow and what's the goddamn name?
Avalanche?
No, there was 20 years ago. They had like snow raining down, the hall was turned blue, and a guy was pretending to be Marshall. Glacier. Glacier, yes. I think, yeah. Was it Glacier?
Yeah, it was Glacier. He had the flat top and
Had that really big introduction, and then nobody cared, and he disappeared after like half a year.
Are you talking about the American Gladiator Glacier?
No WCW.
Oh,
They gave him like the biggest
or the
intro
guy from
ever.
Killer Instinct.
They gave him the biggest intro ever, and then nobody cared.
No,
th-
you
this
know the
guy.
one.
There's
You know who I
Glacier.
liked when he first came out was that Boogeyman guy, but I heard he had some issues.
The Boogeyman.
I mean, obviously
He'd
the
like
best.
Didn't he like do worms or something? Like a
Yeah,
whole
he
bunch
ate
of
worms.
worms. Yeah.
He'd eat worms.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had like a Kali Ma thing going on and eating worms and
Indy,
all
cover your
tribal
heart.
shit. Yeah.
Obviously, the best thing that WCW ever did was the NWO, which just
I never liked
revolutionized
NWO. It's just a bunch
pro
of old
wrestling.
men trying to Resparked
we're
their
talking about
midlife
It
crisis. I mean,
revolutionized the whole industry, and then it became the attitude era of when sexy boy toy Shawn Michaels turned bad in the WWE, which back then was WWF.
how Stone
just
Cold
thought, yeah,
sparked the Attitude
Gap.
Era.
No.
Nah,
Maybe
NWO.
the attitude. They always had attitude. It's just production gets bigger. By the time Roddy Piper comes on, there's a little bit of pyro and fireworks.
Roddy Piper unfortunately died. That's a loss.
Holy crap! I can almost touch that airplane. How low are you going to fly?
Yeah,
Wow.
reminds me of
Land on your
Roddy
house.
Piper, stars of
nothing.
such great films as They Live, and of course the classic, and I'm sure we all love this one together, right? Hell Goes to Frogtown. Am I right? Am I right?
No.
No, Teak, nothing can compete with the scene in They Live where they fight for 10 minutes over the glasses.
7, but yeah, no. Hell Goes to Frogtown is just 90 minutes of pure, unadulterated, horribly corny, post-apocalyptic Roddy Piper fire, man. Check that movie out. And there's a sequel with what do you call it? Chuck Norris. The Frogtown movies are great.
I
Can't
actually
be any
watched,
better than Redneck Zombies Go to
Frogtown
Hell.
movies.
I actually watched Expendables 2 in the theater on the big screen with Chuck
Oh.
Norris, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Sylvester Stallone shooting guns next to each other. God, that franchise is so horrible
I
and
think
so
Tim Roth
funny.
saw
at
that
the same
last
time.
night on TV. Thought it was the news.
Tim Ross said that 200 million people got killed at a show last night by Trump
Tim Ross
supporters.
has condemned the use of nuclear weapons by Trump supporters against Canada.
There you go. You got Boogeyman with worms hanging out of his mouth.
Oh, that's
I
pretty
remember
cool.
that
He
guy.
looks like Darth Maul, doesn't he? But at this point, he's a little too cool for Disney Star Wars.
Hey, look.
Yeah.
Live Gak. It's like a Star Wars, Star Trek crossover right here. What do you think, Bird? Gak eating ability right up there with the best of them?
I like my gach. Good Klingon gach.
Who's the guy with the Italian look in the little hat he was fighting? Was that what was up with that guy?
Nunzio. That's
Probably some
Nunzio.
nobody.
It was Nunzio.
Yeah,
Just
nobody.
put on a Cuban flag and go out there as Papa Chuli and just wear the same outfit.
Now he's gonna put worms in the Nunzio's mouth.
Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah. Worms were killed, harmed in the making of that guy's content. Yeah.
There's one thing I always want to talk about. No Americans want to talk about it anymore. That 20 years ago, that Iron Man match between Bret the Hitman Hart and Shawn Michaels, that Vince McMahon interrupted and gave Shawn Michaels the
The
victory.
Montreal screw job.
Yes, exactly. It burned itself
I lost a
in
lot
my
of money
memory.
on that. I had hundreds of dollars on that match.
Bret the
Okay.
freaking Hitman Hart
Betting
won
on
that
wrestling
match.
is
We
like
all know it.
stupid.
Bret Hart won that match. We all know that.
I only gamble on the Jets to win and professional wrestling, and only with cash advanced money. Never
lost-
cash.
I lost $600 on that match. I could have put towards 20,000 subs.
Yes, you should have.
Gambling is a better use of that money than putting it on subs.
Yeah. The basic rule in life is if
Or
LDG
pickles.
does it, do the
Or
opposite.
pickles. Let's stop picking on pickles.
You
give the
can
guy
be
the
jealous all you
credit.
want. You can express yourself all you want.
Yep.
But the fact of the
No,
matter
I-
is,
Personally, I give
did-
you a lot of credit. This is what you wanted
Thank
to
you.
do. You went out, you
Everybody-
obtained the capital to do it.
no.
listen,
Everybody
he
who
went
puts time and effort into a channel to build
Yeah,
it, he writes
put
a
his-
check. Bullshit.
No, come on. He didn't write a
no,
check. He
it
earned
wasn't
money. He
just a
put his money-
check.
Hear the
Nobody
salt.
had to click.
People
Nobody
are crying.
likes,
They call it
subscribe.
putting his money where his mouth is. I give him credit. People can make of it what they will. No one was forced to subscribe to him. He pulled it off on his own. Bravo.
Exactly.
And he was honest about it.
And I'm just as pissed that I am beyond pissed that we have to do this, but that's the platform.
And by the
we're
way,
on.
he could have
No, you
lied.
don't
mad
have
at
to
me.
He could have
do
just
Get mad at
lied. He
them.
could have just lied to us and said,
You
"Look how
know-
great my
Oh, I
video
could have
did."
done what a
He
lot of
didn't do that.
YouTubers did and not said a damn thing. Treat it like herpes. Don't say anything.
Okay. Okay, we're going to do another round of smash or pass. There you go. Smash or pass.
Oh, I need to see more than that because that's a 50-50 right now.
Wait, I can't tell. Is
Yeah.
that looks like someone that person is
I need
familiar.
to see the rest
Okay,
of her.
let's do a more recent
Is
picture of her.
that younger Schumer? That is
Yeah.
younger
Oh
Amy
my God.
Schumer.
Oh my god.
Pass.
I'd rather have sex with Chuck Schumer, then the FBI would
I
at
mean,
least kill me.
She could make. I'd let her make me some cookies.
Well, let's start going with listing people off here.
Oh,
She
she'd be
could-
great at
She
making
cooked me some
food.
dinner. Yeah, exactly.
That's
Gee,
that's what liberalism does to you, ladies. Okay?
Geez,
You could do my laundry for me.
Do you have the comparison pictures of like
Dusting.
Rebel Wilson or the daughter of Ozzy Osbourne when they did their diet and suddenly
No, I
looked
don't have
slim?
comparison pictures. I'm just scrolling through Twitter
Fuck
at this
Amy
moment.
Osborne, she's an asshole.
Like,
I love Amy.
like
I
the
think
question,
both are
the
fucking
question,
idiots.
the question I have about Amy Schumer is how would she look if she was slim?
Who
She'd
cares?
still look like she had Down syndrome.
Probably, but
Isn't the essence of that question, if she wasn't herself, but someone completely different who looked like, say, Jessica Chastain, would it then be okay to have sex with her? And the answer is yes, if she was someone completely different. Yeah.
no.
If we
just like,
magically waved the wand and she turned into Penelope Cruz, it would be fine. But it's not.
No,
It's not happening.
Cheek, what I was saying was that Rebel Wilson and Adele and the daughter of Ozzy Osbourne, they were famous for being fat chicks, and then they did a major diet.
Well, no,
and
Adele
they-
had talent.
and, like,
Amy Osborne is just related to someone with talent.
Hey, I
She's
would have
famous
done
by association.
Adele from
She's
get-go.
nobody.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
Adele had
debatable.
talent. I'll give her that.
It's debatable if Ozzy Osbourne has talent. I prefer the Ronnie James
What?
Dio
Yeah,
era.
I got 5 Black Sabbath albums in a row that say you're out of your goddamn mind. Ozzy Osbourne has talent. Maybe
Yeah,
not
Heaven
as
and
cool
Hell is the one where they turn good. Mob Rules is the one where they turn even better. Ronnie James Dio
I
is
like
the real
Ronnie James
six
Dio.
pedal.
There's no
Oh.
competition here. But
Ozzy's
that
solo
band
career
changed
was
its
better
name
than
for-
fucking Sabbath.
Oh, I love
It was good in Sabbath. The first two. The thing is, the first 2 Ozzy albums are better track for track than almost any Sabbath album. But then there's Ozzy albums like that are like, I mean, I Want to Hear You Scream. Anyone want to listen to any songs from that? Can you name any aside from Scream? There's bad Ozzy albums out there.
All right, hold on. Good morning, Jill.
What
And yes, Jill, I will be wrapping this stream up before your stream. So don't worry. I will be over there.
the one
It's always
everybody
nice to see
remembers
you.
is wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker. As slow as liquor. Yeah, huh. From the first one was Randy Rhoads as the guitarist from was it Bark at the Moon? The first Ozzy album? Fuck.
Can't
I don't remember if Bark at the Moon was the first or
The
second.
first
Ozzy
album is called Blizzard of Oz. The second album is Diary of a
Blizzard of Oz.
Madman.
Yeah, oh, shit. Yeah.
Third album
I
is
got-
Speak of the Devil, and then they're all kind of mediocre after that. Ultimate Sin is good. That's got Jake E. Lee. And then like it's all bad for a while until Mama I'm Coming Home and Lemmy starts writing the songs. Sadly, at the end of the day, there's probably more Ozzy albums because he just keeps cranking out stuff with no regard for quality. But song for song, Black Sabbath's probably still better, even with their lean years.
Nah. Sabbath is trash.
I outright
Sabbath
disagree with that
doesn't have
statement and think that
anything-
you have to be just musically ignorant to make that one.
Sabbath hasn't done
No,
anything
not.
good in 30 years.
Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne are so closely related, you cannot say one is good while the other is horrible. That's insane.
No, it's not insane.
Actually, listen to the albums
actually-
with Tony Martin.
Actually,
Lo-
Ozzy's
those
first
things.
album was
that to
Diary
me
of a
is bad.
Madman.
No, Ozzy's first album's Blizzard of Oz.
Blizzard of Oz.
Oh yeah, it is Blizzard.
I
Then
just-
it was Diary, and
here's
then
the
it was
good
Bark
news.
the Moon.
Yeah, well, wait, yeah, no, is it Bark the Moon, then Ultimate Sin? Yeah, and in the middle is Speak of the Devil, where he does Black Sabbath really bad.
Well, it goes from the Ultimate Sin to No Rest for the Wicked, then No More Tears,
Which is terrible. Which
then
is terrible.
Osmosis, then
Which is
Down to
terrible.
Earth.
Which is terrible.
Cover.
Keep
Black
talking out
Rain.
your ass,
Terrible.
Teague.
No More
No,
Tears. I
terrible.
had,
Name a song, name a track from any of those albums, aside from the title
uh,
track.
No More Tears.
All
I
right, No
had
More
on,
Tears had
on
No More
tape
Tears
as a
on it.
kid.
No More
yeah,
Tears
I had
has
that as a kid.
Mama, I'm Coming Home. That's a good album. That album is good. But Osmosis, yeah, okay. And I love Ozzy.
didn't-
I've seen him
No,
on all of
Osmosis had
I've seen him on
uh,
every one
Perry
of those
Mason?
tours.
Isn't Perry
Osmosis
Mason
had
on?
Ghosts Behind My Eyes.
What album is Perry Mason on?
That's the
Osmosis.
same one as
song's
Mom.
pretty good.
Mom, I'm coming home. I think.
No,
Yeah, he has a really good
Perry
album
Mason.
again.
Perry
The album with
Mason was
Mama-
on Osmosis too.
Yeah, exactly.
He has a renaissance when he starts getting Lemmy to write his stuff for him around the time of No More Tears, which is a Lemmy written song. And I love Ozzy, don't get me wrong. But Ozzy
Yeah, he has
doesn't
a
play an
catchy
instrument.
voice.
And I've seen
Black
him on
Rain.
all of those. I've seen him on all of those tours.
Unfortunately, Black Rain was just Ozzy doing a bunch of covers
Yeah, that was and his Beatles covers bad.
because he did the Beatles, he did 2 John Lennon songs, he did Rolling Stones, he did the
That
Animals,
was bad too.
he did Mott the Hoople, he did King Crimson, Buffalo Springfield.
He'll do
Cream.
anything to stay away from Sharon. It's just he wants to be on tour away from her. I give that marriage 20 minutes after he retires.
He's already retired, technically.
2 more shows, I think.
The thing is, because of his Parkinson's and his injuries,
Hey, Bortle,
I don't think he's going to do any more tours.
Bored Old Fart, he gives us French sardine sandwiches, random stuff.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I love you all, and I hope they throw those douchebags who did that shit to the Constitution in jail. And I'll catch you around the interwebs. I'm going to bolt.
Yeah, I'm going to be closing down here in a few minutes too because I'm going over to Anti-Derivative Jill's stream to hang out with her.
Well, if people look at my channel, you might find something on too. That's all I'll say.
Oh, so you don't need to be an English second language speaker to have trouble with anti-derivative.
No problem.
Cinnabon, I'm away
can.
because
Big
I'm away
interest.
at times.
And Cinnabon has gone
That
off
was
the deep
Thomas
end.
that asked. Sorry, Thomas.
Cinnabon's went off the deep end because he says you haven't lived until you listen to 80 hours of the Eras tour with Life.
Who gives a fuck about Taylor Swift? I never heard a Taylor Swift song in my life, and I don't want to. So all these pop chicks, I do like that Billie Eilish chick. I never heard a song of her either, but she's kind of fat but nice. I like her eyes.
Stop saying
And
her.
I do Katy Perry. I do her. Never heard a song of her either.
Oh, come on. You've never heard I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It?
Oh, that's by Katy Perry? Okay, then I heard a Katy Perry song. I heard that one.
Deej, I think he needs to see your picture.
Oh, he wants to see Katy Perry.
No.
No,
I can
no, I'm
do
good.
that.
Later, guys.
can-
Be good. Take
I
care.
can do that there. Here we go, Katy Perry. There we go, Katy Perry.
You killed LDG. You need to teach me that trick.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start charging you every time you force me to see that shit.
Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Bounce, 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 bounce.
Like Deej, you haven't heard his story from last night. I ranted to Bird about it that Salty and LDG were so in love with each other. I just had to leave the stream that not even me or Kermit the Frog could get a word in. They were so in love with each other. You couldn't get a word in.
No, we are not talking about Lizzo. No. I don't have a big enough screen for Lizzo.
John, it takes 20 minutes for Kermit to get a word in anyways.
Kermit can always get a word in, and same as me. We're both the most famous people for interrupting others. Neither of us last night. LEG and Salty were so in love with each other. There wasn't a single gap, not a single break where we could get in. When Kermit can't get a word in, you know that the stream is hijacked.
Well, anyway, has anybody got anything they want to promote for the day or whatever? Because I put it out there. Jill'll be streaming here in about 9 minutes. I want to go get ready for it.
Why?
I'm going over to Jill's.
Nope, I'm good. Thanks for the stream this morning, buddy.
Thanks, Deej.
I just had to get that Tim Russ shit off my chest, so I had to rant about
the
it.
concept of bros before hoes there, Deej.
I would not call Jill a hoe, for one.
No.
And for two, you can always go back to the backstage and hang out with LDG.
Oh, LDG.
So the underground. The underground / what I can't never remember it, but you know, LDG will tell us.
Freethenet.org/underground.
There you go. Free the net.
Come on down.
Down to the underground. Maybe he'll pull out his trophy. You don't know what else will happen. He could just wave at you. He could just be busy at work, and you guys will have to keep yourselves entertained, which is always fun. Then it turns into a free-for-all. Bird has the day off.
Former Star Trek actors trying to be relevant. Fuck them. They should be banned off Twitter. If you've ever acted in Star Trek in the 90s or 80s, be banned off Twitter and all social media. Stop making asses of yourselves. Will Wheaton, Tim Russ, and all of you. Stop.
Anyway, you know what time it is. It's time for Katy Perry.
Fired.
No, it's Katy Perry. Gotcha. Anyway, I'm fired. I'm out of here.
Am I fired again? Yeah, you're fucking absolutely fired. All your promotions are redacted. Like, dude, why would you have to fuck yourself like that? Why? You're clipping all this shit, aren't you? You're going to have a fucking montage of all the times I said you were right, said you were wrong, said you were fired, said you were rehired, said you were promoted during this live. You're going to have them all and play them on your channel, aren't you? Well, you've absolutely been fired again because you're an asshole. You're fired from talking to me and being my friend and being on my channel. Get the hell out of here. Go on, get the hell out of here.